All right, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter and the fact that the WBO has ordered Terence Crawford to fight Shawn Porter for the welterweight championship. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back. So before we get into the meat of the video, please, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. You can hit the bell icon so you can get the notifications because we do daily uploads. Also, make sure if you like the video to like the video, share the video. It really does go a long way towards growing the channel, and it would be greatly appreciated. So let's get into this. Terence Crawford has been ordered to fight Shawn Porter. Terence Crawford is the WBO welterweight champion, and Shawn Porter, I do believe, is ranked number 2 in the WBO right now in their rankings, right below Virgil Ortiz. So this fight has been talked about for at least a couple years now, where people were saying that this would be a good test for Terence Crawford at 147 pounds, because as of right now, he hasn't really fought anybody of any note at 147 pounds. But the thing that was holding up the fight supposedly was that Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter were friends, and they had agreed that they weren't going to fight each other. That was what Shawn Porter was saying early on a couple years ago, and that is what Terence Crawford was saying as well. So it seemed like the two couldn't fight. My argument at the time, and my argument remains the same, is like, come on, you're friends, but you're not that close of a friends. It is possible to like somebody and then still compete with them. If you get in the ring and you're trying to fight, hey, you guys are in the business of fighting. So why would you let a personal friendship that that it was established in while you guys were at amateur boxing contests, why would you let that stand in the way of both of you guys making money in the pros? Didn't make sense to me. But eventually, Shawn Porter started to relent and was like, yeah, I would be open to fight Terence Crawford. And it makes sense to me that he would be open to do it because Terence Crawford is somebody that has a belt, and Shawn Porter is still an active fighter, and he wants to fight for the belt. He's already fought and held what has he held? He's held the IBF belt. He's held the WBC belt. I don't believe that he's fought for the WBA belt, but now he may very well get an opportunity to fight for the WBO belt. And the reason that I'm surprised that the fight that the WBO ordered it is that the WBO has a reputation of doing what whatever Bob wants. That's why that acronym WBO to a lot of people stands for whatever Bob orders, because he has so much sway with the WBO that it would seem strange that he would have, that they would order a fight that really does put the champion, the top-ranked champion, at risk. But, the thing about this is, though, one of the things that Shawn Porter said he wasn't willing to do was he was not willing to fight for the purse split that is mandated by the WBO if it goes to purse bid. So the way that the process is going to work is that the two parties have to, I don't remember the date that they gave, but they gave a specific date where the two parties have to negotiate with one another and try to come to some type of agreement as to what television network is gonna show the fight, what the purse split is going to be, or how much money. The big issue is how much money each fighter is going to make. And if they can't come up with something and work something out, then the WBO would go to purse bid. Now, as cheap as Bob Arum is, I have a hard time believing that Bob Arum is, and the fact that Bob Arum more than likely is going to want to control the fight. I have a hard time believing that Top Rank really has the wherewithal to pay for a fight that is this big, and there's a chance it'll go to purse bid. When you go to purse bid, the mandatory split of whoever, wins the purse bid is that, say somebody bids $10 million, then the purse split is 75% to the champion and 25% to the challenger, unless that purse bid is somehow, the WBO mandates a change to that split for the purse bid. But as you know, Shawn Porter is already fighting for several $1 million a fight and has been in championship fights and has a high value. He's a high value fighter. The idea that they're going to be able to work out something between the two of these guys for that fight to be on ESPN, right, seems kind of hard to me, because I know that Shawn Porter is not going to fight for the same amount of money, say, that a Kell Brook did. And my understanding is that Kell Brook got paid $2 million, and then he fought Shawn Porter. He fought Terence Crawford for like $2 million. I don't see Shawn Porter taking that Terence Crawford fight for less than $4 million, because that's what the guaranteed purse is for Terence Crawford, and that seems to be somewhere in maybe in the $3 million, something like that range, that Shawn Porter will be used to making for a fight of that level. But hopefully they'll be able to get past that in the purse bid. The way that I think that thing is going to work itself out is, if they go to purse bid, Bob Arum is more than likely going to lose that to Al Heyman, or shoot, they could lose that to Triller, and they could come up with the money to fight and pay these guys, a good amount of money. But still, I think the best way to go about getting the fight worked out would be as if they just negotiated it and came to an agreement before, without the purse bid. So we'll see if that happens. But as far as the fight itself, if Terence Crawford takes this fight, that is a big. Well, Terence Crawford is going to have to take the fight, or he's going to get stripped. As long as Shawn Porter, if Shawn Porter agrees to the money, put it that way, Terence Crawford is going to have to take that fight, or Terence Crawford is going to get stripped. But this is a good fight for Terence Crawford, and the best fight that he has had to date at 147 pounds easily. When you look at the people that he's fought, since he's been there, like Jeff Horn is not on Shawn Porter's level. Neither is Benavidez. Neither is Amir Khan. Neither is where we currently are with Kell Brook, because Kell Brook has lost a lot. He's not nowhere near the fighter that he was when he beat Shawn Porter. So all in all, this is just a really great fight. I think that a whole lot of boxing fans will be excited about the fight. So I hope that they actually get through the negotiation and they're able to work this out. I hope that Bob Arum and those guys invest this money. My personal opinion is, Shawn Porter versus Terence Crawford it's of the level of any of the pay-per-views that they've been doing over there on Fox. So if they can't work out the money, I would hope that they would be able to work to go to Fox and have Shawn Porter and Terence Crawford potentially be on pay-per-view, where both fighters can afford to get paid the money, giving them both a percentage of the pay-per-view sales. Because I know that I'm going to be looking forward to that fight. That fight is obviously, it's not as big as an Errol Spence Jr. Manny Pacquiao fight, but for hardcore fans, that is really a gem of a fight. But anyway, you tell me what you think in the comment section. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.